The UK stops intelligence sharing with the US. Yes, you heard it right. But let's talk about what really happened. So, the United Kingdom pauses part of its intelligence sharing with the US in November 2025. This is significant because the UK-US intelligence partnership was built during the World War II and it was formalized in 1946 under the UK-USA Agreement and has since been one of the most trusted arrangements on the planet of the Earth. So when the report surfaced between 11 to 17 November 2025 that the United Kingdom had withheld specific intelligence from the United States, especially in the Caribbean region, the world took notice. But the question is, what triggered the rift? So, early reports published between 11 and 14 November 2025, multiple media revealed that the United States had been conducting lethal strikes on suspected drug trafficking boats in the Caribbean since September 2025. For the context of this conversation, we're going to be using the word de-trafficking. So these strikes reportedly killed dozens of people, but that was not the problem. The problem was when the United Kingdom realized that some of these operations may have been supported by the British supplied maritime intelligence. And so by 11th November 2025, it was reported that the United Kingdom had paused certain intelligence streams, fearing that continued sharing could make them complicit in extrajudicial killings. Although the UK Home Secretary Yvette Cooper, during an interview, downplayed saying that the UK-US relationship remains strong and that the long-standing framework continues, but she did not deny that there were concerns or adjustments. Let's have a little backstory on this relationship. So, the UK and the US have cooperated closely since the UK-USA Agreement of 1946, which later expanded into the Five Eyes Alliance. So for 79 years, this alliance has been the backbone of counter-terrorism, cyber defense, military cooperation, and global intelligence operations. So for the UK to now pause even one stream of intelligence, it is rare and significant because this is the first documented pause of this nature in decades. But the reason is that international law states clearly that if one country shares intelligence that leads to an unlawful killing, the sharing country may be legally complicit. Hence, the UK took caution. So in November 2025, the UK quickly stepped back to protect itself from legal exposure. This was essentially Britain signaling to Washington that if your airstrikes since September 2025 are legally questionable, we cannot risk sharing intelligence that could implicate us. So this movement marks a major shift in behavior for such close allies. And so, what does this mean for the US? Don't forget that the United States conducts heavy anti-narcotics operation in the Caribbean. So since the pause occurred in November 2025, US operations may now lack critical intelligence typically provided by the UK asset based in Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos, British Virgin Islands, and Bermuda. So this could generally weaken US surveillance and interdiction efforts in the region. So for the UK, this informal pause confirmed between November 11 to November 17 shows a more principled and cautious approach. In a time where global scrutiny is intense, the UK cannot afford to be tied to actions that may violate the European Convention on Human Rights or other international laws. And so the decision, though quiet, is strategic. But the bigger picture here is, although the move is silent, it signals a bigger global trend that allies are no longer cooperating blindly. And so this marks one of the first major public signs of friction. So what are we looking out for in the coming weeks? First, will the UK resume full sharing? Will the US change its approach? Or would other allies like Canada and New Zealand adopt similar legal caution? It's the truth at the time. Take care and have a nice day.